Oh, so today's going to be a doozy, but I think it's one that's actually really needed in the Transformers community. It's going to be a look at all four members and the combined mode of, ooh, this guy. It is Landfill, Robots in Disguise 2001 Landfill. Specifically, the Walmart exclusive, all yellow-ish colored box set of Landfill. All of them and the combined mode. That's going to be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course subscribe, and while you are at it, light 'em up, baby! Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that, man, is in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, hit the join button, man, at any given time and become a channel member. And this is, of course, Landfill combined. There's things here I like, things here I definitely don't like, for sure. And I'm not going to lie, when I get to doing trying to do the articulation of the combined mode, I throw it down. Don't even bother. And I'll explain why when we come back here. But for now, how about we head over to the table and take a closer look at this set. So it's not super common for me to get an opportunity to do something from the Transformers RiD 2001 line. But thanks to our buddy Maximal10, we're going to be taking a look today at the entire Landfill Walmart exclusive all yellow deco team. This is a bit of an oddity to be sure. The team, of course, consists of, just make sure I got this right now, consists of Hightower. And in Japan, Hightower is known as Build Cyclone. Then next to him is Grimlock, which I don't get. In Japan, known as Build Hurricane. Then it's, next to him is Wedge, and Wedge is known as Build Boy, that's this one here. And the very last one, the dump truck down at the far end, is Heavy Load, also known as Build Typhoon in Japan. The team's leader is Wedge, apparently. Though for some reason no, maybe I did know it was Wedge. I'm not sure if I knew it was Wedge or not. Or Build Boy, if you will, is the leader. This was released in 2003, actually kind of as part of the Armada line, like the branding and packaging and stuff was Armada, even though it was a throwback, really, to RiD 2001, right? This came out on, I believe it was like Black Friday of 2003, and like apparently this whole set not only was Walmart exclusive, but was like significantly cheaper than if you bought like 4 individual bots or whatever. These are all labeled as deluxe, if I'm not mistaken. However, to be fair, their mass varies widely. Most notably, Hightower and Heavy Load both really have more of a Voyager mass, coming in at 140 to 145 grams. Then Grimlock comes in at a respectable, a hefty, if you will, 110 grams. And Build Boy down there, a paltry 67 grams of plastic. Just out of interest's sake, though I'll probably kind of show this as we go through. You know, here he is next to Scoop, for example, or here they are next to Scoop, for example. Scoop is 92 grams with his 2 Target Masters. So, like, yeah, like, though the mass and density here and at the end is more Voyager scale, when you look at them as a group next to another deluxe, yeah, it makes sense why they would be called deluxe. Though it's nice to see that you're kind of getting more than you expect, right? We're going to look at each of these one at a time and put them in their vehicle mode, and then we'll put them together in their combined mode at the end. So we're not going to do this necessarily in any great particular order. So why not begin with Hightower first? Slight caveat first, I do have instructions for this guy. These are perhaps the absolute worst instructions I've ever had the displeasure of seeing. They're double-sided, very, very tiny pictures. You got some numbers there that's supposed to guide you, but I feel like it's more like suggestions of move this piece, but it's not remotely effective. I just had to figure this out as I went. If by chance I mess something up, you'll know why. It's because the instructions should have been done infinitely better than this. Now, before anybody wonders, there's kind of multiple configurations that you can do where everybody can be a leg or an arm, except for the main torso guy, the Wedge, build boy, right? The other three, the way that they go together, anybody can be a leg or an arm. I'm going to go with the best known configuration, which will have this guy as a leg. However, if you fully extend his hip and pelvis hinges, then both of these sections here can become arms in essence, right? Just worth noting that that's something that, you know, you can do if you are so inclined. It takes a little bit more transformation. So if you're wondering about all of these hinges and stuff at the hips and pelvis and what they're for, that's what it's for. We're probably not going to see it here, at least not deliberately, but who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind as we go. I don't think so, though. I think that there's enough here that this is going to run, you know, maybe even longer than I'd like. We're doing, you know, 4 bots and then a combined mode. Anyway, without further ado, this is the way the guy looks in his robot mode. In terms of accuracy, I mean, the color is completely off, obviously. I mean, I'm just saying, dude is supposed to be red. I don't hate this though, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's okay. Okay, let's, I guess, do the articulation. In terms of the look of the guy, I mean, I'm going to have to give it somewhere around a, I mean, it's only the color that's off. Everything else looks right. I don't know, let's say it's an 8. It's only the color. Everything else, all of the styling and detailing and whatnot is pretty much there for animation accuracy. So we're going to say an 8. He's supposed to be red. Let's look at the articulation next. We have a head that goes left and right. I'm going to take this out of his hand, actually. The arms can go all the way around on both sides. Cannot go out to the side. That's a bummer. Elbow to 90 degrees and a swivel. Wrist can not rotate, but it can go up like that, if that's any good to you. Waist? No, no waist. Take his head off, I guess. Leg forward. Leg, I guess if we get this out of the way, can kind of go back. No real swivel. Knee to solid 90 degrees. We have a heel and a toe forward and back, but no ankle tilt. I mean, shoulders can't go out. Oh, by the way, this is like a parts forming piece. We have a peg there that goes into a peg hole up right there and fits down over this. And I just pushed his legs down. Yeah, like it's chunky, it's bulky. No thigh swivel. We have legs that are, or shoulders that are highly limited. I'm gonna say about a 6.5 for the articulation. So an 8 and a 6.5. I don't know, the guy's like a 7.25 so far. But I think a lot of that is because of the way the transformation stuff works, right? In terms of the transformation, why don't we get into that next? So this piece here is his blaster, which I like. I'm going to fold that piece in for now, and fold this piece back for now, and we're going to put this in a little bit later as his hook. You'll also notice he had this little blaster in his hand. I'm not 100% sure where that goes. We're going to see if we can figure it out as we go here. I believe it's supposed to somehow go in here. So I'm going to try that first. But how does it go in here? Like that? Yeah, like that. There you go. So you put the hand blaster in there. Then you're going to straighten that up for now, and we're going to, using the peg hole in here, we're going to plug this in there thusly like that. We're going to just lay this aside for now and come back to it in a little bit. Okay, so now we're here. This is where things get convoluted, really. We're going to close up the heel, close up the heel. We're going to flip down and flip down those pieces. These tab together and these collapse in. So you can do all of that. Then we should be able to make sure I'm doing this right. Why am I having a time with this now? Pretty sure that that was supposed to just fold in. Maybe that is supposed to stay down. Yeah, that's right. That folds in and then, okay, I got it now. I done it the incorrect way first. I got to keep the legs extended. My apologies. And then we bring this up and we fold in the hands thusly, and now we collapse up. There you go. You got to do the arms first. My mistake. We take the crane section and we plug it in here. Yellow plug, yellow port. We plug that in there. And I'm pretty sure, oh, I think I'm supposed to turn the head around and then fold the head up and in, and boom, here we have the crane mode of Hightower. Pretty good transformation, honestly. Yes, all of this is a parts forming piece. He rolls like a champion, by the way, but not too bad at all. Fills the bill, looks pretty good. Can this rotate? It should, right? Should. Is this weird? Oh yeah, it can. The whole thing can. It kind of gets caught up a little bit, but it can. The transformation's pretty fun. I'm going to say 8. Let's see. Let's say 8.5 for the transformation. It's pretty solid. It's not bad. I like it. So he was getting a 7.25, 8.5. I don't know. Let's say about an 8-ish, roughly. Maybe like a 7.85 or something. But let's round it up and say this guy's about an 8. He's pretty good. The biggest problem, the shoulder limitation. So now we're going to go from Hightower, or Build Cyclone, if you prefer, to Heavy Load. Heavy Load turns into the dump truck, and sometimes he's known as Build Typhoon, like I said before. The guy, in essence, really should be yellow, so this is actually fairly accurate to the way he's supposed to look. I mean, maybe some more shading or something, but basically this is the way he's supposed to look. I'm going to give this guy a solid 9. You know, I'm going to say it's a solid 9 for what it is. Why not? By the way, I have this under his arm. You don't have to. You can take it off and do what you like with it. A lot of times I just like to plug it on back there, but I mean, to each their own, right? Oh, his leg is... Ew, I didn't mean to pull all that up. There you go. Get that leg out. Put that up. There we go. I mean, yeah, so a 9, I'm going to say, for his look. In terms of the articulation, really it's the same as it was for Hightower. Because the shoulders here, well, the head does the same thing, left and right. The shoulders still go all the way around, but again, you don't have any, like, outward movement with them or anything, which is a bummer. The legs, I mean, they can go forward and back. I guess they can go, I don't think I showed this with Hightower, but him and this guy can do full splits. I don't think I showed that before, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, man. I think I said that the articulation for the other guy was like a 7.25. I guess it's about the same here. Dude was getting a 9, 7.25. Let's say right now he's about an 8.15, roughly, very rough. Let's do the transformation. Again, I'm trying to be somewhat expedient going through here. We open this out and we put the head in and we close this up and we turn this around, and then we take all of this piece up as well. Now, once we've got all of that up, we come here to these arms and we bring these down. By the way, I'm going to take that out for now. This piece here, rotates now down and around. Keep that all in mind, okay? This comes up on the side and folds in again. This arm comes up on the side and folds in again, just like we did with Hightower. The feet come down, the feet come down over, the heels go up, the legs again go together, and we collapse it all in. Bring this piece down, angle that up, and then we take the peg here at the back and we peg it in right there so that now it's up over the top. By the way, if you were wondering, yes sir, he can certainly empty whatever is in his back. I love this transformation. I think that this makes great sense. It's less parts forming, it feels like, even though it's kind of the same parts forming. The guy was getting an 8.15. We're going to say the transformation is about an 8 again, maybe an 8.5. Again, I think that this guy is probably like an 8.2. If this guy is an 8, then this guy's slightly better at maybe an 8.2. Not bad so far, other than the shoulder limitation. Here's the main one that I was least looking forward to taking a look at because I don't like this version of Grimlock. To me, it's not Grimlock. I don't know why they use that. I hate when they reuse names like this. The dude is supposed to be like kind of green and like teal, basically. I guess in terms of look, he sort of kind of looks like he's supposed to. These arms are highly stylized, I guess, with the way that they're out. They should have done something better, I think, with the shoulders. I'm going to say for the look of this guy's about a 7. I don't think it's very good. I really don't. Let's do the articulation because I don't think the look is great. First, he has a crane in the back of his head for going left and right, or an arm in the back. I don't like that either. I'm actually going to take that off now just because it aggravates me. These shoulder pieces are supposed to be all the way down, but I find if I have them up, at least it lets me make the arm go around and out to the side, and there's a butterfly for kind of getting this across your body. But like the way that this is done, like here's your elbow, but your hand is not facing the wrong way, so you almost got to turn this around and not use this elbow, but use this lower elbow, and then he's always like begging for more. I think the arms are terrible. I think this one over here is even worse, if I'm being perfectly honest about it. The legs go all the way forward, they go all the way back. That's cool. Out to the side for this guy, you gotta like split his pelvis if you want to get out to the side. Knee to a little under 90 degrees. The toe can go forward, the heels can go forward. Some people even turn this around, they lose the knee. I don't know, some people find that looks better. I don't, personally. I mean, the look was 6.5. I think the articulation is, it's there, but it's not good. Again, about a 6.5. By the way, I guess I should probably at least try and note this, though I can't really get it to work. Inside this arm, there's a gray claw thing you're supposed to be able to spring load out. I can't get it out since this is on loan from Maximal 10. I'm not going to try hard, but that's supposed to come out and be like I don't know, some sort of an accessory thing, I guess, I suppose. Let's do the transformation. Can you tell I'm not impressed with this guy at all? Like, to me, Grimlock is the leader of the Dinobots. He's a T-Rex. This bears no resemblance to that character in the least. And I could probably even be okay with it if it was a good offering. This is terrible. I don't like this at all. Let's do the, I don't know, let's try doing the transformation, I guess. See how that goes. So we're going to take this and turn to the side, close it up, and we're going to close both of those down. We're going to take this and turn to the side and collapse it in, and we're going to, again, close both of those down. I guess we're going to take those out to the side for now. Let's, golly, this is so bad. Let's take up these shoulders and try and bring all of this forward. I think the head comes up and forward. Yeah, like that. The head comes up and forward. This goes around. I guess to try and get it out of the way. Maybe I gotta take this head back until I get this in. Yeah. So you gotta put the shoulders in. Then you bring the head up around. And you might notice that I'm really trying to pay attention to this because I tried to look for reviews on these guys in the set and they were sparse when it came to actually showing the transformation. Really sparse. Probably because the transformation's so bad. So we bring all of that chunk together. Then we fold in, fold back? Yeah, fold back that hand and we fold in this one. Over here, we're basically going to try and collapse it in like that. This one over here, we collapse it in, but we have it on the side, I think. I think we're supposed to have it on the side. Maybe we're not. Maybe it's supposed to be straight like this. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to go. I don't know, man. That seems like it lines up better. When it comes to this piece, again, I guess you could leave it in the back of his head if you wanted, but I think it's supposed to actually fit down in there, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have the treads here. By the way, this piece I think is supposed to come out straight, and maybe it's not supposed to come out straight. This is so bad. This is so bad. When we bring these up, and I'm saying that I'm not sure about that because there's a rectangular hole here on the side, and somewhere along here, I gotta find it now. I'm pretty sure there's a rectangular tab that goes in. Give me one moment to kind of make sure of what I'm doing here. Pardon me, I was quite mistaken in what I had to do here. My fault. So, see if I can figure this out for you now. We should take this leg and bring it all the way up like this, and then we bring it back. And when we bring it back now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this little gray rectangular peg and put it into this peg hole, and then there's a circular peg here that goes into a circular peg hole right there. And that should solidify all of this together. This piece here just comes up underneath. I'm sure that maybe it goes out the back and comes up on the back somehow. I'm not 100% sure what to do with this piece. I know that this rotates around. I don't think that this is going to go down this way. Am I wrong about that? Maybe it will go down this way. Oh no, it will go down that way. My mistake. That'll just stay down underneath there. And I took it out because, quite frankly, it doesn't particularly like to stay in that peg hole anyway. Let's see if I can, there, get that in there. Boom, here we have him in his tractor mode. I guess this is a tractor. I don't know. Rolls okay. The treads don't work. They're little wheels. He more scrapes than rolls. I don't know. He was getting like a 6.5. I think the transformation's still only a 6.5. I don't enjoy it. I don't find it very good. Yeah, he's weak. And now that leaves us with Build Boy. I'm pretty sure it's Build Boy. Wedge, right? This is Wedge. Pretty sure he's the leader of the group, like I said. And again, when we're talking about Wedge, he should have like more, I don't know, like more colors to him and whatnot. Like, honestly, Wedge should be colored more like Scoop, with a mix of oranges and yellows, rather than kind of a full stark yellow, to be perfectly honest with you. Like the forearms particularly should be orange, as should the kneecaps and the lower legs and his torso. Ooh, and he fell over. So, that said, again, like everything kind of looks right otherwise than the color, so I'm going to give him an 8 for the look because of how close it actually is. Let's do the articulation for this guy. The head goes left and right, can go back, not much down. Arm can go all the way around, out to the side pretty good. Elbow, swivel, can't do anything with the wrist unfortunately, but c'est la vie. Again, no waist. I don't even know if I went through all of Grimlock's articulation, but it's so bad. Bring this knee out, and the leg can kick forward more. How far can I get that knee? There you go. If you get the knee out, the leg can kind of kick all the way forward, really. And back, only out to the side that far. No heel spur, which is a shame because it makes this guy a little harder to stand. Ratcheted knee to, say, 90 degrees, maybe slightly under 90 degrees. Toe can go forward, but again, no heel, no side to side, and there's a swivel here, by the way, if you didn't know. So look for the guy was an 8. I feel like he has the best articulation of the group, so waist would be nice, ankle tilt would be nice. I'm going to say, again, it's about 8.5. So 8.25, let's do the transformation for this guy. We're going to take his accessory out of his hand, and we're going to open this up, and we're going to put the head. Is it in there that the head goes? Oh no, I'm sorry. We're going to open the back up, and this head goes in here because the guy got 2 heads, right? Because we got to have somewhere to put Landfill's head, right? So that will go in there as well. Close these up and fold down the toes. The arms turn forward and collapse. This arm turns forward and collapses. See if I can remember this. This folds down and this also folds down. Let's get these these legs here up out of the way. So for the legs, basically we are bringing them up and then they collapse in. They turn and collapse in, right? So you basically start to bend at the knee, bring it out to the side, and then bring it in the rest of the way. They'll go together and the knee pads become the front. I think that's genius. I love it. The arms, they come on the side and they will peg in. There's a little peg right here that'll go into a little peg hole up here, if I'm not mistaken. I think I might have to bring these forward a bit. Oh, actually, I am mistaken. I'm sorry. The rounded peg holes up here are for this piece to go on. My mistake. Again, I told you that the instructions were garbage for it, right? So they can go in like that, and that'll come up over like that. In around, and this should go in around, and when I collapse all of this, I should be able to put these together like that. I gotta fix a couple of things, but basically, here we have him in his vehicle mode. I missed one hinge. I'm going to show it to you. These treads should be pushed down. They were up a little bit, but they should go down on that hinge so that the circular peg that I was talking about earlier doesn't go in up here, but it goes in down right there. Like that. And then we can put the front together. So with Wedge getting 8, now I think the transformation is actually pretty great. I think the transformation is 10. Wedge is about a 9. Wedge is tiny, but for this set, it's the standout star. So about a 9 here, a couple of 8s here, though this one's slightly higher, maybe 8.2, and about a 6.5 here. Overall, as a group, I guess they're about an 8. They're a pretty good group. Not perfect, but pretty good. I am really, really, really wishing, though, that the shoulders on these two work better, and I just wish this guy was redesigned. This was a failure. Here's a perfect example of a team that we have not had an update of, that we really should have an update of. You know, a lot of times I'll talk about things like, hey, I don't want any more Bumblebees or Starscreams or Megatrons or Optimus Primes. Give me a Landfill, man. Give me a Landfill. So yeah, okay so far. Now we're going to do the transformation to combined mode and then give kind of a score for that as well. A couple of things worth noting before we go to that combined mode. First, we're going to take this piece off for now. Second, we're going to take, is it the whole thing off of him? I'm going to take the whole thing off. I think it's the whole thing I got to take off of him for now. And we're going to come down here and take that all off for now. Let's do the easy thing and start with this guy. because why not? Worth noting here for the transformation, they come up over, and you're supposed to bring a foot out like that, and then this piece here, if I can get it, will come up like this, and I guess, I don't know, we'll turn it this way at least for now. I guess we can actually go like that and turn this like this for now, really. Right, so we got one leg there, and I'm actually going to take these two out of it. We got one leg there, and then we're going to do this leg here as well. And again, we come here and we bring this up. No, we bring this up. We do the same thing. We bring the foot up over right there. We bring the foot up over right there. We bring down what's supposed to be a toe stabilizer. And we're going to take this out, and we're going to turn it, no, this way, like that. And just so you know, these two pieces can actually, at this juncture, slide together. Honestly, lower body's done. I think I'm going to save the hardest for last. We got the two legs done, and logic would dictate that perhaps I should do the arms next, but that's Grimlock in this case, and he's a nuisance. We're going to do this guy, and this guy's not too bad. We're going to split the front and the sides here. We're going to take this, and this comes up around to become a waist section, but it does like to come out. So I'm going to try and stick both of this in here and in here. Ooh, maybe I'm supposed to... Is this the way it's supposed to go? Maybe I had it on the wrong way. Had it on backwards. Do that and that, like that. We bring out... Ooh, it's kind of going off screen a little bit. We bring out the combined mode head and close this up. We bring this out and we bring this out. And I suppose sometimes you could angle them up like this, but in essence, this is the front torso. Now, the only thing worth noting here, really, is this little piece back here. And we fold this down, and it has sort of a triangle with starts on it. The way that this will go in is that you're going to line it up, insert the triangle, and then you'll twist it up. It's very difficult to show, but when you see the three together, the three other pieces together, I'll sort of explain it then. But yeah, you can see there's the point on top, the straight line on the bottom, right? It's like an upside down triangle. Well, we're going to end up turning it so that, actually I guess it's a right side up triangle. We're going to turn it to become an upside down triangle. Hope that makes sense. Okay, finally we have Grimlock. This guy's a nuisance. He goes the most back to robot mode of any of them. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, so I'm going to begin by picking out his head and picking these off of the side. The arms, see if I can remember how this is supposed to go now. Yeah, we're gonna forget about trying to show the transformation for Grimlock. It's atrocious. It's a 0. I can't stand it. And I still don't know if it's done right. Not a clue. The instructions are 0 help, and I have yet to be able to find even one review that can show me how to do this. So I'm taking a pure guess at it. This is the torso and the head flipped back. These are the two arms flipped back and the shoulder pads back down over. Instead of the arms being out to the side, they're kind of squat up here and here. Neither of them fit that great. Then we come down here and we have a peg hole, and we have this piece that's the entire armature that you can use for a leg, but for torso it stays up like this. And then the hips, and this would really kind of be the same orientation for any of them, to be honest. The hips are here on the side of this. We extend the treads out to become arms and whatnot. When we connect it, we're going to connect the legs to this space and this peg piece sticking off. And then on the back of Wedge, we have this piece. Oh, I can't really show it. This piece that will kind of slot in the triangle, and then there's a peg hole here that will go over this peg right here. Let me get this guy put on, and then we'll see at least those three of the body together. Okay, so now we can kind of see how these three go together. It's kinda, sorta. Holy smokes, man. Woo! Let's see here. We're going to talk about this little triangle here. You can see the line that would normally be on the bottom of a triangle is on the top, and the point is on the bottom. But when we look at the back of this guy, the point is on the top and the line is on the bottom. So you do need to kind of turn it this orientation so that the two triangles match up. You're going to insert this one into this little space right here, and then you're going to straighten it up and solidify it by putting this peg hole over that peg there. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. Let's see if I can get it to work. Come up and make sure now we have that there. And in essence, boom, so we have a few little odds and ends to put on. I'll do that in a second. But in essence, boom, here we have Landfill in his combined mode. And here he is next to a Combiner Wars Combiner. It probably would have made more sense to put him next to Bruticus, or if I owned Ruination, put him next to Ruination. But you can get an idea of how he compares with a Combiner Wars Combiner. He's a bit smaller for sure. He would be at a little bit of a disadvantage. But taking this guy out of it, the look for this guy, I mean, it's all yellow, so it's not quite right, but like all of the nods are there that you would need for the robot mode for Landfill. So I guess I'll give it an 8. By the way, I know that the crane piece can be up over his head. I usually just have it hanging out on the back here like that, but I mean, that's just me. If you want it up over his head, then hey, go for it, right? So I'm gonna say an 8 overall for the look. The transformation, the two legs are great. By the way, when we had the three pieces there, I mean, we could rotate those three pieces around. So this configuration, the like main configuration, if you will, in Japan had its, I guess its own name. When Heavy Load and Hightower are the legs, then we call this Hurricane mode. When Grimlock, who's now the arms, and Hightower are the legs, we call that Typhoon mode. And apparently that's like the strongest one. And if you have Grimlock and Heavy Load of course being the dump truck, when you have that one, then that one is called Cyclone mode. So yeah, I guess we have the Hurricane mode here. The strongest is the Typhoon mode when the arms are made out of Heavy Load. And the last one, the Cyclone mode, is the one where Hightower is the arms. So make of that what you will. I do think that's neat. The transformation itself isn't bad. Like I said, doing the legs, great. Doing the front of the torso and the head, great. But trying to do anything with Grimlock in any mode is torturous. The Grimlock is the weakest part of this set. It takes a transformation going to this mode that's quite clever with its interlocking method, and takes it from being something like a 8, maybe a 9, down to about a 6. I cannot stand anything about that Grimlock. And it's not even because of the name, it's just, it's not well made. So, for look 8, for transformation 6, right now he's getting about a 7. Let's talk about the articulation in combined mode, right? Because we have a 7. So the articulation, the head goes left and right, no up or down. The arms can move out to the side and up and all of this, but it's all just friction. And they're weak, like he can't hold that up, right? just can't do it. Ball peg at the elbow, extended wrist. That gives us a swivel here, but that's as deep as the elbow gets. Like, it's well under 90 degrees. No waist on this guy because of the transformation scheme. I guess if you want to get the waist skirt out of the way, the legs kind of go forward. Well, they certainly go back. They kind of go forward. This is coming off now. Knee to 90 degrees. The knees are ratcheted and they're... You know what? I'm just going to say it now. The articulation is severely hindered. You got ratchets where you shouldn't have ratchets. You got friction hinges where you shouldn't have friction hinges. I'm going to say that as a combined mode, it's not superposable. I'm giving it about a 6. Overall, I don't think Landfill's that great. I'm going to give it an overall score. As a group, they're about an 8. As a combiner, it's about a 6. It's not great. It really isn't. He desperately deserves and needs an update. Make of that what you will. And here we are once again. Here he is. So you see how my enthusiasm went downhill for this. Let's talk about the two legs that I have here first. Why did I choose to show these two as the two legs? Because they're essentially the same sort of mold. Not the same mold, some differences, because one's a crane truck and the other is a dump truck, but their transformation, their look, their styling, very, very, very similar for sure. They're okay legs. They're okay vehicles. But I don't understand why in combined mode we have ratchets for the knees when I find the method of combination interesting and good, but because it's all based on sliders, I find it wants to slide before the knee wants to give when I'm trying to bend the knee. If you can bend the knee, it gets to about 90 degrees. It's not bad. I think I probably have the hips misaligned because I have them aligned in such a way that he can do out to the side like a side kick, but he can't really do a whole lot forward or back. Maybe I can get it here. Can I get the forward kick here? If I get that up in the way. Not really. This guy's kind of in the way of a forward kick, if I'm honest. I don't find that this guy on the front, Wedge, likes to stay on. He always comes off of the peg up top here, and that's really what solidifies him. Again, as a vehicle, Wedge is great. As a robot, Wedge is great. As a front of a torso, he's not solid. Grimlock's a disaster. Disaster in robot. Disaster in his tractor mode. Slides, doesn't roll, a disaster in combined mode. Don't like Grimlock at all. Easily the weakest. I think that this is a case of them being a cool set of Autobots, but they're a lackluster combiner. And kind of small in the modern age, though he is hefty. This is a perfect example of what I've often talked about. Stop giving me the same characters over and over and over and over. Give me this guy. Give me a proper, fully articulated, solid combination scheme version of this guy, because you know what, I would gladly add him to my collection. As he is here, he's not bad. It's just when you compare him to the modern age, well, he's showing his age. Let me know what you think about RiD Landfill. I think he's due for an update. I think this was a good starting point, but I think there's a lot that can be improved in a really spot-on legacy update. Give it to me, baby. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, please hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And especially don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.